What is with the guys running laps, including the coaches? And then I saw some guys doing it individually as well.
Well, there's consequences on the field for making mistakes. And in a game that costs you 5, 10, or 15 yards, in a practice, there has to be consequences, so we learn how to deal with our mistakes.
When's the last time you saw guys, teammates doing penalty laps because of mistakes?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know, but hey, we're really focusing on being a detailed team and holding each other accountable, and the little things matter, and that, I guess that comes with territory.
Joe Judge first, Saquon Barkley second, talking about the new dynamic in New York for the first time, really since the days of Rex Ryan. Remember Hard Knocks 10 years ago?
Yeah.
They would all do push-ups if somebody made a mistake, including Woody Johnson, the owner of the team, if he happened to be hanging around when the mistake was made. I understand the mindset. I understand the mentality. I still don't know whether or not it works on the proverbial or literal grown-ass man.
Yeah.
That making someone run, making someone do push-ups, treating them like they're high school or college players, I don't know that that's going to fly, Chris. Your first reaction when you hear that Joe Judge, new sheriff in town, making guys run when they make mistakes?
Well, I'm not shocked, okay? This is the New England way. I mean, this is a guy that's been in New England and came from Alabama and Nick Saban. And, yeah, they're detailed in practice. They don't want mistakes. And for, Joe Judge and everything like that, and what you question, is that good to do to grown-ass men, like you're saying? Yeah, you got to have the right way about you as a leader, too, to make it effective, right? If you're constantly just, whipping the guys, run, yeah, it's going to kind of fall on empty ears, and guys are going to start to block you out. If you have a good way about you as a leader, as a communicator, showing you care about these guys, yet still also, driving a hard bargain as far as what he expects on the football field, I think the players can accept it, Mike. And in New England, that's the one thing that jumped out to me. You've heard me say it before. Bill is much more of a player's coach than people realize. He does a great job, just from what I saw, of going around. His door was always open to them. He talks to them, all those things. But, I mean, within one of my first few days there ever, and I knew this went on a little bit because I played with Josh McDaniels in Denver, but I think one of my first days working in New England, OTA, Brady and whoever the center was at that time, they, botched the quarterback center exchange snap. And Bill just goes, run. Like he doesn't, say the names. And there goes Brady and the center. They're going to run down all the way down the field, circle around the goalpost, and come back. And then, they have to jump back into practice right after that and take reps. So that'll make players be more disciplined, because now you go, well, damn, I'm tired. I'm thinking a lot. Now I got to go run and go right into practice, and that'll make life difficult and certainly get you on your, your P's and Q's to be more detailed.
Well, two things about that. First of all,
Yeah.
if you tell Tom Brady to go run around the goalpost and come back, it's going to be 45 minutes later, so it's a nice break for everyone to practice.
That was good. You're good.
Second,
Yeah.
when Bill Belichick says go run,
I know.
back in the time that you were there,
Right.
he's got 5 rings.
Yeah.
He's got the 2 he won with the Giants, and he's got the first 3 he won with the Patriots. So it gives him the credibility to be that taskmaster, T-A-S-S-K master, right?
Yeah.
He can be that guy.
Definitely.
Because he's got the pelts on the wall and or the pellets on the horse. We have agreed to disagree on the appropriate term there. But this is the prime example of what happens when someone leaves the nest in New England to be a head coach. Because what I saw yesterday, immediate comparisons of Joe Judge to Josh McDaniels in Denver. Brandon Stokely pointed it out on Twitter. Shannon Sharp, even though he didn't play for the Broncos when McDaniels was there, he said this isn't going to work in relation to Judge. And, these guys who are with Belichick who think they're going to be different, who think they're going to be their own man, who think they're going to do it their own way, what they don't realize is being in that pressure cooker, being in that environment, it changes your DNA to the point where even if you're trying your damnedest to be the exact opposite of Bill Belichick, you still are Bill Belichick. You still are doing it the way he does it, because that's your normal. That's your context. That's how you think it's supposed to be. And the problem is, until you get the pelts on the wall and or the pellets on the horse, if that attitude
I get it.
does not result in you winning games, you're going to lose the team.
Right.
You're going to lose your job. Look at what Matt Patricia's going through in Detroit. Year 3. This is it for him. It's up or it's out because guys didn't take to the Patriot way. So that's what's going on.
Well, yeah, you're right. You're right. That's where, that's why I was, kind of delving into that subject of you got to have the right way to communicate with the players too. You can't always look like, you're the dictator of the football team,
Or you win. Or you win.
Or you win. No doubt.
Matter. You can be Bill Belichick.
No.
You can be Johnny Antisocial, and it works as long as you win because the proof is in the proverbial or literal pudding.
No doubt, no doubt. But we're not there yet. So he's got to also be able to keep them focused and still feeling the right energy here before you even get to play a game or win or show that, this type of structure correlates to wins in a football season. This is never easy for football players, especially the modern day football player. Old school stuff has gone out the window, as we know. I mean, it's just a different age in football. So, yeah, this Saquon Barkley, when's the last time somebody made you run a lap? I don't know. I've been the best player on my team since I was 4, so I never had to run laps. Like, he's probably like, what? But he's going to run a lap here soon with Joe Judge. He's going to drop a ball. He's going to false start in practice, do whatever it is. But that's where I just go to, again, because we're not playing games and we're not going to see results. You can't draw that hard line in the sand maybe other Belichick disciples have done. You got to make sure you got that fine line about, being a good communicator, showing the players you care about them by also, driving a hard bargain on the practice field. And I do think that Joe Judge has the ability to do that. He's got the people skills to do that. He's got a young team to mold here in a lot of ways too, some good young leaders to where hopefully this doesn't turn into a, Michael Strahan, what the hell is going on with Tom Coughlin type of thing here before the season even starts. And as we know, that was the Giants, and things turned out pretty well when the good old Tommy Boy Coughlin started driving a hard bargain in New York too. So, I hope the players can hang in there.
No.
What?
Revisionist history, challenge flag. No. It didn't work out well in New York until Tom Coughlin, faced with the fact that he was going to lose his job if he didn't change his ways, changed his ways.
He bent a little bit. You're right.
And he broke in half. He did everything he could to relate to the players when he knew his career was hinging on it, and it worked. I mean, look, Tom Coughlin on the hot seat was one of the best coaches in NFL history because he was on the hot seat twice, 2007, 2011. Both years, they won the Super Bowl. So, you have to be willing to break from whatever it is that is guiding you to be that over-the-top drill sergeant, because that doesn't work anymore. That doesn't fly anymore unless you win. That is the key. Now, let me ask you this, Chris, because we tell your horror stories from time to time based upon your experiences with John Gruden, and he seems like the kind of guy, given that scowl and given his demeanor and given just his way, that he would be like this, that he would have punishments that he would dole out for mistakes. Is the punishment with Gruden just that you have to deal with him, or does he make you do things?
No, I think you kind of just hit it. As you were sitting there talking about it, I'm going, Gruden wasn't the type that made you run laps or do anything like that. Gruden was the type that was going to drive you crazy if you made a mistake. He was going to drive you crazy. He was going to talk about it during that practice. He was going to needle you with it at the end of the practice as you're walking off the field. You're going to see him in the lunchroom later. He's going to needle you again and roll his eyes at you and call you a dolt or a dummy. You're going to go in the meeting room. He's going to give it to you one more time. He's not going to forget it and let you off the hook until basically you prove that, okay, I've been fixed and that's not a problem anymore. So, yeah, he didn't discipline that way. He disciplined you by driving you crazy to where you went, man, I don't want that damn guy in my ear all the time. So, did he pull me off the field during practice once because of quarterback center exchange and told us to get out of there? Yes, he did, and it pissed me off. And that was one of the few times I threw some 4-letter words back at him because the ball just dragged on the ground and he kicked me out of practice. Nobody could have got that center exchange snap. But everybody has their own method, certainly. And I think even what you're saying about Tom Coughlin, right, that goes back to what we're saying about Joe Judge. Yeah, you can drive a hard bargain and be a tough coach and do all that. But you got to show that you're willing to bend, I guess is what we're saying. And being able to willing to show you're listening to the players and have a sympathetic ear a little bit to the new ways of the world here in 2020 and what the modern day athlete is. And I think that's part of being the modern day coach in the NFL right now.
Or you come out of the gates and win and win and win.
And then you can do whatever the hell you want.
Everything that you've done.
Right.
You do whatever you want. Remember 3 years ago, 2017, the first year of Doug Marrone in Jacksonville.
Right.
He beat the hell out of those guys. I almost said a different word. Hey, get a little too comfortable here at the microphone. He beat the hell out of those guys in training camp, and they were grousing and they were grumbling. And then you know what happened? They started winning games, and they all shut up. Now, it's different now. But 2017, it worked, and they bought in because – the proof was there once it was time to go play games.
He's got some young leaders that I think will buy in, too, that'll help Joe Judge. A Daniel Jones, a Saquon. I think they're good guys that understand team, and I think that always goes a long way throughout the team as well.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.